Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Hope you're all doing well. Had a great holiday. I have today a video for you all, and I'll be honest with you. This video it's been in the making for like, I don't even know, 10 years, 15 years. Basically, when I started riding the subway, and also was capable of like having a thought, just because it's like you basically it's where all the seats are on the TTC, where the best one is, where the worst ones are. I don't know. I just like this is something I've always been thinking about every single time I'm on the TTC. And like high school, I would ride the train every single. Oh, also, yeah, this is the Line 2 trains. So the Rockets on Line 1 and Line 4, I don't ride those very often. I don't really care about them. And that's not to say they're a bad train. However, they're not really at the front of my mind because I never ride line 1 or line 4. I'm always riding the line 2 just because, my house is on line 2, my school was on line 2, you know. So yeah, line 2, Kipling to Kennedy. My school was right at Castle Frank. Probably shouldn't be saying that because there's only one high school right at Castle Frank, but I don't go there anymore, so it doesn't even matter to me. I don't freaking care. So yeah, I'm basically the line 2 trains. They're the T1 model trains. They're a good train. I think the seating pattern, like just where all the seats are located in general, it's pretty efficient. It could be better. I do have some notes, but I'm not gonna go into that. But line 2, not line 2, line 1 and line 4, they also had these trains, but they got replaced with, of course, the rocket that we're all familiar with today. But I do remember going on line 1. I don't think I went on line 4 until like a couple years ago when I was going to IKEA. That was like the first and only time I went on line 4. But that's beside the point. But yeah, these were introduced, I believe, in '96. So I guess, yeah. I mean, sad thing, Kurt Cobain never got to experience a T1 subway car. He died in '94. And before you ask, yes, I do have theories about his death. Maybe I won't go into it in this video, but all I'll say is I'll be honest with you. I don't think like the most popular theory that's not just that he killed himself was his wife had him killed. I don't think she did that. I don't think it would be like it doesn't seem like I don't think she would do that. If you look at the toxicology reports, he had enough heroin in his system to kill anyone, and he still had all that heroin in his system, which means I think he OD'd. I think he was doing heroin with someone. And keep in mind, he's at this point the most famous, musician, not famous, most popular musician in America, maybe even in the world. And so you're doing heroin with Kurt Cobain, and he ODs. That's gonna be a lot of bad press for you. You're gonna be the one who the world's gonna see you as the person who killed Kurt Cobain. So what did they do? They staged it as a suicide. Keep in mind, all the heroin that's enough to kill someone is still it's not used up or anything, which means he died before it could get used up. And also, if you look at where the shotgun shell was ejected, it's on the opposite side of where like the ejection sort of cavity is. I digress. I'm probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Put your thoughts in the comments. What you think of the tragic passing of Kurt Cobain. But this is the graph that I'll be using, or maybe not graph, like diagram, whatever. I made this in MS Paint. It's not even a full. This is not a full car. I had. I'll be honest with you. I'm sort of stupid, and I did make it too short. I made the length too short. So this is where it would have another row with another door and whatnot, or another two doors rather. But excuse me. So yeah, I put this seat here because I will be talking about all of these. I won't be talking about the individual seats, but I will be talking about the sort of groups of them and what I think about them. And oh, and also keep in mind, me personally, I will never, if someone's already sitting in one of the sections, I won't sit beside them, and I will never sit on an edge seat or a middle seat. This is just a little rule of thumb that I've always had. But oh yeah, so I'm gonna talk first about these are the wheelchair seats, dude. They flip up. So if like there's someone with a wheelchair, they have like a space to park, I guess. There are some sort of more nonchalant wheelchair users who have a different spot, which I'll get into later. But this is sort of the default of where people in wheelchairs go. I will never sit here in my entire life. I see people like this is the first spot they go. Some people go without even thinking. It's like the first spot that they see, and I don't understand how they can do that. Like I have put too much thought into it. But yeah, these are the blue wheelchair seats. They flip up. I will never sit here. Like you ever be sitting on one of these, and then like a person in a wheelchair comes in, and then you got to do the walk of shame, get up, be like, hey, sorry, I was sitting in it, do you need help? Well, that's never happened to me because, I don't sit here because I just like, I don't know, I feel like I'm taking something away from someone in a wheelchair, so yeah. But I mean, yeah, this is just like the worst seat, unless you're, in a wheelchair, then it's probably a goated spot for you, but I don't know, something to think about. Oh yeah, the next one here, the blue. Okay, I will never sit in the blue seats. If it's because like it feels like I'm looking an elderly person or like a pregnant woman in the eye and just like taking something away from them. You know what I mean? It's like looking them in the eye and saying, you know what? No, I don't know. You can't sit here, whatever. So yeah, a little rule of thumb for me personally. I'm not judging anyone who sits on the blue seats. I just like I feel bad, so I just don't sit on them. But yeah, that's another seat. I just won't sit on even if it's a completely empty train. And also like the placements of like these ones aren't bad, but like the placement. You know what? No, it's only really this one that I don't really care for the placement. I'll go into that. I think it's on the next slide. Yeah, okay. These ones that are facing sort of the front or the back of the train. These okay, they are red seats. So if like I'm really tired and it's a long day at the office or whatever, I probably still won't sit in them. But okay, I'll only sit on something if it backs onto a wall of the train. If it doesn't back onto the wall, then it's like someone could be coming down the aisle, someone with a knife, a tweaker maybe, could be coming down the aisle, and you wouldn't even be able to see it because your back is turned and facing the front of the car, and they're coming from behind you, and then they could rob you or stab you or whatever. So, I mean, this is probably my least favorite placement out of all of them, including the blue one here. You know, but I don't know. Yeah, I just like even if it's an empty train, I won't sit in one of these. There are just better spots. Okay, yeah, the next one here is the row of three. These ones, they are backing out, backing the wall or whatever. The only thing is, there's a possibility. If you're sitting right here, there's a possibility of two other people sitting right beside you. And, you know, sure, there's a space here if someone only sits right there. However, however, then someone could just come right in the middle and it'll just be awkward because they're just like sitting there, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's not a bad spot, but there are better, of course. Now these ones, they're I wouldn't say they're better than the the group of three here. They're not really too different, but I don't know. I'd choose a two over a three most days, and I think it's just like a hidden psychology thing. There's not really a reason that I would do it. It's just like something in my brain that's that way, I think. But I'll be honest with you, both of these they're pretty much the same. I have the same opinions about it. I don't know why I put them in different slides, but I just did because I felt like they should have different slides. Lead never follow. He's the goat, by the way, and also Lucky's also the goat. Yeah, there's Zane and Joey and this little fella right there. Okay, so this whole area here, the back of the train or the front, depending on which way the car is facing, it's kind of it's a goated area, but there's like a whole lore to it that I need to explain. Um, so yeah, like there's this seat. I already talked about this one here. There's this seat. It's good. However, if you're, looking at something on your phone that you don't want people to see, and not necessarily inappropriate, but just like I don't know, sometimes you don't want people to see like who you follow on Instagram or whatever. Okay, so this is a side note. I don't get how people could be going on their phone the whole train ride because one, I get sick, I'll get motion sickness, but two, it's like when you go into the tunnels, you lose internet, so you just got to be like looking at the same Instagram reel or whatever while you wait till you get to this subway station because there's and for well, first of all, for the longest time, I didn't even have mobile data, so I'd have like just uh my playlist downloaded. Also, this is another even more side sort of thing. Once I was on the car ride with my brother. He doesn't have mobile data, but I do now. And I was looking at Instagram Reels, and then he was like, "Can I use your hotspot?" And I said, "No, I don't have a hotspot. I don't have mobile data anymore, even though I did." And he was like, "Then how are you looking at Instagram Reels?" And I was like, and then I said, "This is such a lame story. I don't even know." Okay, then I was like, I just took a bunch of screenshots, and and that's how I'm looking at them. It's just things I want to. That's so stupid. I don't even know why I'm saying that. But yeah, I don't know. I just had the playlist of songs back in the day, and that's what I still do. I don't go on Instagram or anything. Sometimes I'll check Pokemon TCG, or sometimes I'll text someone. But usually I'm just listening to music. But yeah, so this one, it's a good seat placement. It isn't even the same with these ones here. I don't care if people are looking at my phone because I'm not really like most of the time I'm not even on my phone. It's just someone who is even someone standing there could be looking down at you and it's kind of creepy. But I don't really care. These two are really goated though because first of all you're bordered by two walls and I don't mind the door. I don't honestly. Okay, the thing is, yes, a lot of tweakers will come through this door. I don't mind tweakers. They're like they're not a big deal to me. And maybe it's because I've been living in the city of Toronto literally my whole life, like since I was born. They're not a problem with me to me at all. You know, I'm kind of cool with them. You know, sometimes they'll come up to me, give me some advice. Don't do drugs, you know. You're always, respect your teachers and your parents. I don't mind that, you know. Sometimes maybe they'll smell a little, but people, tweakers, they get a bad rap. They're not, a lot of them aren't bad people. You know, they just happen to be people who are like addicted to crack or something, or meth. But like, a lot of them are cool, you know what I mean? They'll give you advice, maybe they'll ask for $5 or whatever. But they don't get that, like, I don't know. Then again, I sort of have a special connection with them. I understand some people have a different connection with them. I just don't mind them personally. But yeah, these seats are good just because they're bordered by two walls. That's all really all. And because you're staring at the front or back of the train rather than I don't know where I'm going with this. There's a whole sort of thing with it. Oh yeah, this is my favorite spot in the whole train. These is like front or back of the train, depending on what way the car's facing, of course. But first of all, it's right beside the conductor, and I like looking into the conductor's thing. If there's no one there, I'll look at it, and I just like looking at all the buttons and the chair and whatnot. Uh, for anti-tweakers, this is tweaker sort of the highest spawn rate of them, just because there's so much privacy back here. They can do really whatever they want. Um, is also the highest possibility that you'll see some sort of fluid, whether it be, vomit or urine or whatever. My buddy over the summer, he actually worked cleaning the cars, the inside of the cars, I think. And he said there were a lot of fluids in the seats that you can't see. So, just something to think about. But, and not only fluids, but also solid stuff as well. But I mean, look, you're bordered by two things here. I'll even sit on both of them. I don't care if there's anyone behind me, a tweaker, a non-tweaker. I'll sit in the front here. I don't even mind. Of course, I'd rather sit in the back corner here, but I don't mind sitting in the front here. I'll sit in the front before I'll sit in like, one of these here. But I mean, it's just like, like if the tweakers are the problem, maybe only sit here when, maybe don't sit here. But if they're not a problem, it's sort of a go-to placement. They're not even gonna bother you if you're there because they can't see you because it's such a private area. It's just like, it's like a tool. It's enlightening. And oh yeah, so this is sort of my go-to if these seats or like these seats aren't available. I sit in the corridor of, the opening doors here. Not corridor, maybe like, I don't know. I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the term is. But you could lean against. You just stand there. You could lean there. You could be nonchalant. You know what I mean? It's a nice. It's a nice place just to stand. I will say though, if okay, say the doors open on this side to get to the platform. If someone were to stand in um, this area here, you got something wrong with you. Um, I don't know. Personally, I just hate being in the way, just because I hate it when other people in the way. So then automatically I hate being in the way because I don't know, whatever. But yeah, you just stand here. You just stand there, like Ken Carson here. Just stand there. You're not in the way as long as the doors aren't opening that way. And it's a nice little place to stand. Then again, I will say I do prefer some other seats more than standing there. But I'll stand here before I sit beside someone else. I'll say that. And also, okay, I'll say this. I'm not really rude. Like if someone sits beside me, I'm not gonna get up and walk away and just sit somewhere else. I'm just saying I'll never sit beside someone of my own like free will. I forgot I added. Yeah, you could on kind of nonchalant, just standing like Daniel here. I forgot I added that. That's really funny. And yeah, okay, yeah. The last the last spot is, I mentioned this before. Oh, actually, wait. This I was talking about the place where people with wheelchairs who are a little more nonchalant will go. They'll go back here, and it's kind of I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't mind it. But then again, like if they're in a wheelchair, who am I to tell them where to go? You know what I mean? I'm not in a wheelchair, so I don't know their struggle. They're cool. I don't mind it. But yeah, if usually if they don't go on the wheelchair seats, they'll go here. Or I do see more motorized scooter maybe go in these areas here, but I have seen wheelchair as well. But yeah, the last one I want to talk to you all about. Oh yeah, the conductor seat. I've never sat here, but it's always been a dream of mine to sit here and just I don't even want to press the buttons. I just want to feel what it's like to sit in where the conductors sit. Um, it just seems like a really interesting place to be. The seat looks comfy. The buttons look awesome. You're closed off from the rest of the world. You can go on your phone and look up YouTube videos or whatever the conductors. I don't know what the conductors look up. But the thing is, I don't need to know. Exactly, I don't know because they're closed off. It's cool. I like it, man. I think it's really neat. So I've always wanted to sit here. I don't really want to be a conductor though, just to sit here because it's like sort of my own area and it's a comfortable chair. But I think that's it. Thank you all for watching. Um, okay, yeah, I added Michael B. Jordan. I don't know why I didn't. Him and we have beef. I hate Michael B. Jordan, and it's not because he's like a bad. He's not a bad actor. He's a handsome guy. It's personal. I'll say that. Maybe I'll do a video about it. Michael B. Jordan and we are not on good terms personally. Like we've got beef. I don't like Michael B. Jordan on a personal level because he's a bad guy and he wronged me. But I do love this is like probably the okay. Before you call me a normie in the comments, I know this is the most popular grindcore album, but it's popular because it's the best. This is the best. It's one of the best albums of all time, I think, and it's like 30 songs on it, and all the songs are like a minute long. But it's like one of the best albums of all time. I love Napalm Death. This is my favorite album, Napalm Death. Their first album was their best album. But I do, yeah, Michael B. Jordan and we're not on good terms. Thank you for watching. Thank you, I don't know, Burger Nation. Rise up. Have a great rest of your day.